What I remember was Wim Wenders describing his experience of putting on Yohji Yamamoto clothing and feeling like he was in his own skin for the first time. And when I heard that, I was like, I want to feel that way. Like, I've never felt that way in clothes. I've felt like stuffed into a, like, I actually picture like clothes that are made for people who look like pencils. And here I am with all these boobs and butt and stuff, and like, I just don't fit into that. So I either have to get a tube that's much bigger, like, it just doesn't work. Let's go on the beach maybe. There is an amazing documentary by Wim Wenders called Notebook on Cities and Clothes. I have not been able to find it digitally. It's like you can get it on VHS or something crazy. I think it came out in 1989 or 94, so it was kind of an older documentary. And I watched this film in maybe 2002. And it's a beautiful film. If you can get your hands on it, watch it. Tell me where to get my hands on it because I want to watch it again. What I remember about that film was that, and at that time this is like way before the camper shoes. So I was probably walking around in like, I don't even know, dungarees. What I remember was Wim Wenders describing his experience of putting on Yohji Yamamoto clothing and feeling like he was in his own skin for the first time. And when I heard that, I was like, I want to feel that way. Like, I've never felt that way in clothes. I've felt like stuffed into a, like, I actually picture like clothes that are made for people who look like pencils. And here I am with all these boobs and butt and stuff, and like, I just don't fit into that. So I either have to get a tube that's much bigger, like, it just doesn't work. So I longed for that feeling of comfort and elegance. Elegance was a big word for me because, again, I had this idea that I was short and stubby. That could not be elegant. I was wrong. So I longed for that thing, but I had never seen, like, where do you get Yohji Yamamoto clothes? I had never even heard of this guy until I watched the documentary. So moved to New York. There was a Yohji Yamamoto store on Grand Street, and I never had the courage to go in, guys. I lived in New York for 15 years. I think that store was open for like 13 of those years. It closed towards the end, so I maybe could have, like, at the end, but they were closed. But I didn't even go in. I thought I would get chastised. I thought they would know I was a fraud and they would kick me out. I couldn't mentally conceive of the possibility that I could go try on these clothes and see what does it feel like to put on the clothes that make you feel like you're wearing your own skin. Like, I want to feel that way. So now this is now 2018, I think, maybe 17. And we're in Paris, France for the summer. Shri and I are living in a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment in the first arrondissement, and we walk towards the Louvre, and as we're walking, we're, window shopping, and it's June, so almost everything's closed because France takes the summer vacation as a nation. And there's a shop with some beautiful clothes in the window. And I just am like, I want to see more about that. And we go in and we wander around, and everything looks super weird to me. I'm like, I don't even know, what is that? Like, I can't even figure it out. We're about to leave, and Shri starts chatting up the guy who works there. And I start looking at the labels, and they've got this Y, and I'm like, hang on a second. We're in a fucking Yohji Yamamoto store in Paris, France. This is fully 20 years after I've seen the movie. Must have been. Well, maybe 16. I did, anyway. Years, like lifelong dream manifesting. I'm like, we are not leaving this store. I'm trying on some stuff. So we took a bunch of clothes, tried them on. Everything that looked so strange on the hanger looked like gold on. Like, even on this short, stubby body. It was amazing. And the pieces that I bought that day are still my favorite pieces in my wardrobe. And part of what's so cool is that now I have this business that not only supports me wearing clothes by a high-end fashion designer, but sort of demands it. Like, I gotta be on brand. It's important to let my heart be expressed, the elevation of my mindset be expressed, the elegance and ease and comfort that I value. So I'm doing a lot of just storytelling here, but if there's a call to action, I would really encourage everyone who's watching this, if you're still watching, like, figure out what your highest ideals in your experience of clothes are. This is visioning. But when I talk about vision in any context, it's got to be unapologetic, like no compromise at all. If you start to be like, well, I can afford that. No. Fuck what you can afford. Don't even think about that right now. You may not have even seen the kind of clothes that you want to be wearing, or you may not know what the feeling that you want to have inside your clothes looks like on the outside. Don't worry about that. Just let yourself get clear about the things that you know you want to experience in your clothes. Like, I like really good hoods, even if they're made by Nike. I like feeling comfortable in my clothes all the time. I don't ever want to sacrifice comfort, ever. I like feeling elegant, even in my PJs. These pants came from Emirates, first class. There's a little, like, elegant is a strong word, but, like, not bad kind of sweatshirt that goes with them that is in the laundry. So, like, to feel like really you, like you're in your skin when you're in your clothes, that there's no compromise. You don't have to let go of some part of yourself in order to get dressed. If anything, when you get dressed, you are adorning the truth of who you are with more of your own truth. And if you know how to do that, props to you, that's amazing. And if you're like most of us, you don't know how to do that, and it's worth hiring someone who can help you. And stylists are, styling is a proper field, so it's not difficult to find people who do that. I recommend hiring someone who has professional experience, who has done this for a while. They're not just kind of freewheeling. Someone whose style you like. I think that also is an important piece. It doesn't have to be your style, but that, like, you're like, yep, I like that aesthetic. And just know that you're gonna literally get naked with them. So doing the work around styling, in my experience, some of the, like, sort of surprisingly, sort of not, the most vulnerable work that there is. Because you're literally getting naked and feeling awkward or fat or whatever. Like, all the parts that you don't like about yourself are going to show. And that you have to be willing to expose yourself in that way in order to find the truth of the wardrobe that is actually yours. So, Yohji clothes are on their way. You will see them as soon as they arrive. Maybe we can even do like a little unpacking, what do you call that show? Whatever, fashion show. You deserve to feel beautiful every day, all day. You deserve to have that sensation of beautiful colors, beautiful textures on your skin. you can have it.
Everything you want is already